Welcome to the Nutty Sisters podcast, a podcast about knitting, spinning, and fiber-related creations. We're your hosts,
Julie
and Judith.
You can find us on social media as Nutty Sisters on Instagram, at Nutty Sisters on YouTube, and you can email us at nuttynitty-sisters@gmail.com.
If you're watching for the first time, welcome, and thanks for joining us.
If you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and thanks for returning. We'd appreciate it if you'd click the subscribe button below so you don't miss any broadcasts.
Click that bell, you'll be notified as soon as new videos are loaded.
Now, grab your knitting, find a comfy spot,
And let's get a little nutty. Welcome back. It has been a while since we've recorded and we're a little rusty. But here we are. We're going to share with you all the fibery things and life in general and upcoming events and all the things. So Julie, what's been going on in your world?
Life things?
Life things.
Life things. Where do we start?
I know. Well, we both kind of had a big life thing.
Yes,
we
we
only
did.
touched on it a little bit at the end of our last Yarny adventure.
Yep. And it's been, it'll be 3 weeks this weekend, so it really hasn't been that long.
No, it hasn't. No.
Yeah, but the bruises are all healed up pretty
Yes,
good.
yes. I still have just a little,
Yep, just a little bit of...
remnant.
Yeah. So a little rear end collision on our way to a fiber frolic.
Yep.
For day 2 of fiber frolic.
Yep.
That
The
was,
last day.
yeah, kind of put the end to that little adventure.
Yep. Thankfully, we had done all of our shopping the first day.
Yes. We didn't miss out on too much.
Yeah, but it was going to be more of a day for going to some of the demonstrations
Right.
and shows and stuff, and
Yeah, so that was,
it was
and kind of
a bummer.
milling, and
Yeah.
because when we had lunch, whoops, I just made a boo-boo. When we had lunch on the first day there, we sat with some ladies and kind of got to chat a bit, and that
Yep.
was fun. So I was kind of looking forward to maybe that happening again.
Yeah. I was hoping we could park somewhere and just kind of knit for a bit and
Right.
mill and bump into people and yeah.
So
But that didn't happen.
no. So other than that, it has been work.
Yep. And the fender bender wasn't horrible,
No.
but
But they
traumatic.
Yep. It was a shocker, and
Yep.
it totaled the vehicle, which I was pretty bummed about because I
Yep.
liked my vehicle.
Thank God we were in Julie's vehicle and not my little tin can of a Prius. Although the mechanics at the garage that took your car said Priuses actually do pretty well in accidents, but
Yeah.
I'm not willing to put that to the test.
Don't want to put that to the test.
Right.
Yeah.
So our bruises were just seatbelt bruises.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was pretty achy the next day. I
Rang
knew
my bell pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely knew I had my bell rung for
Yeah.
a couple of days afterwards, but
Yeah.
yeah, right as rain now, and the gentleman that hit us was also okay.
Yeah.
He seemed to be all right. He walked away as well, although his car was a wow.
Yeah.
It
Left
was
the
a
imprint
mess.
of my license plate on his hood.
Yes, yes, it really did. Yeah, so that was exciting.
Yeah.
Nothing like a Yarny adventure.
That's the most exciting thing for me in the past month, I guess.
Indeed. Yep, it has been for me as well. I have been kind of tidying and purging. I had a couple of yard sales, and we got rid of a pickup truck and the entire back of the Prius loaded with stuff
Nice.
out of the barn, and then we have a storage unit that we pay for with a lot of our daughter's things that we would like to get rid of that storage unit. But I've also been purging around here, so the house is starting to look a little sparser, which I'm loving.
Yep. This weekend is a big purge weekend. We have someone coming to, looks pretty promising, taking the floor loom, so that will move on to someone who can actually use it.
Yeah.
It needs to be used. And yeah, just a lot of other stuff. I still have store stuff taking up my house, and I need it out of there. So, big purge weekend.
Yep. I'm in the purge mood. And I turned 50 on Monday.
Yes.
I am officially on top of the hill, or is 50 actually crested and going over the other side? How does that work?
You're at the top and you're on the downhill slide now.
Okay, all right, there we go. I honestly don't feel any different. I've always been a big kid, so I'm still a big kid. The only thing is I'm now a big kid with aches and pains.
Yep, the big kicker for me was going from 29 to 30. That was traumatic for me. And after that, I'm just like, I'm old.
Yeah,
Getting older every day.
Honestly I don't think any of my, like, those milestone birthdays really affected me because I just never act my age. So I don't think it's ever really bothered me. The only thing that kind of bothered me with this birthday was the day after my birthday, well, the evening of my birthday. Our chocolate lab Brady kind of took a downward turn, and so the next day we decided that he was in too much pain to go on any longer. So Mr. Brady Bear is now growling at Grandpa and frolicking with Brody, his best friend. So we had to say goodbye to him, but he is better off for it. So, but that is about all that we've had going on. Yeah. So, events on the horizon. What have we got coming up for Yarny Adventures, Julie? Anything in the...
Yarn Cruise is right around the corner.
Yes, Yarn Cruise starts July 1st, right?
I believe it's July 1st, yeah.
So we'll have to pick up our bags and passports. And we have planned to start with a couple of weekend trips on like the 9th. And then we're going to try to do a few day trips the following week, like the 14th, 15th, 16th, I think. Something like that. Yeah, so we're going to try to do all of the Yarn Cruise all at once instead of like multiple weekends. I think we spread it out all summer long last year.
We went right up to the last day.
Yeah, and it was a squeaker getting the last few shops in.
Yep.
So I think we're going to try to squeeze it all in quickly and get it done early. And Tour de Fleece is next month, so I should be busy spinning all the things. I've done a preliminary look at what I have and what I would like to get accomplished for Tour de Fleece. It's a lot. Excuse me. I usually use Tour de Fleece to catch up on my Paradise Fibers Fiber of the Month Club boxes because I get woefully behind on those. So that'll probably be a lot of my Tour de Fleece. And then Andrew Mowry has a Spin It to Knit It. I think that's what it's called. Spin It to Knit It, Make Along, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And that runs a year. So I think I'm going to try to. She's trying to do like a spin the yarn to make a weekender.
Yeah.
So I might do that with my Targi Cormo blend from Bartlett.
Yeah.
So that might have to happen.
And you
And
can do weekender or weekender light.
depends on what the yarn figures it wants to be.
Yep.
If it comes out fingering, it's going to be a weekender light.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it.
Cool.
For now, right?
Yeah. I was trying to think if there was something in... I don't know if we have anything in August then.
I don't think we do. I think we talked about maybe doing, there was a Michigan something or other, but it's going to be...
That was September, I think.
Was it?
I think we still have a hole in August.
doing, okay.
I think it was September. Because right before Rhinebeck, we were talking about, all the way to Michigan, and then Rhinebeck's right behind that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to see what we can find to squeeze in there.
Yeah.
So that's it for Yarny Adventures. FOs.
None.
Julie struck out on the FOs this time.
I'm almost there on an FO. I'm working on the FO.
I have a ton of FOs.
Good. You go, girl.
Ton of FOs. So the first FO was the thing that I was knitting in the car when we got in our accident. I can't remember the pattern. I'll put it up on the screen. It's something like spiral bottom market bag or something like that. It was for a knit along that was for the Fiber Frolic. I didn't find it. I didn't know the knit along even existed until the first day of Fiber Frolic. So I decided to cast it on, and I was doing the iCard bind off in the car when we got hit. So here it is. I'm not a huge fan of it. I blocked it and I tried to stretch it and make it bigger. It's not huge.
No, it's not.
I don't know whether I did something wrong. I don't know what happened. But I thought it would make a cute little diaper bag for Dylan for her baby doll.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's going to be. It's made from sugar and cream, Lily sugar and cream cotton. This is just a cotton market bag. I do like the the look of the pattern. I like the spiral bottom.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's just a funky. At first, I thought that I didn't even drop a stitch in the accident, but I did. In the I-cord bind off, right there, I dropped a stitch, and I was going to go back and fix it, but I thought, nah, it's a memory. Leave it in there. Before that, I had actually finished this on the last podcast, but I forgot to show it. But it is the Deliverance shawl. I finally made my own. And it is so pretty. Now, normally I would not house a shawl on a hanger. But this one actually has shoulder shaping in the pattern. Specifically so, when you put the shawl on, if I can put it on right, the shoulder rows go right on your shoulder, and it like hugs your shoulder and just like it stays right there. You can cha-cha-cha and it doesn't fall off. So yeah, it's really, really a fun pattern. It was very quick to knit and beautiful colors. The yarn is done Roving monochromatic dye DK in Reversing Falls colorway. And the way that Leidra Scott uses those colors, it's 2 skeins. I tried to explain this in the project journal video, and I'm not sure I gave it justice. You basically unwind about 1/3 of the first cake, and then you snip and you start there. That's where you start the top. You go all the way down through until you get to right about here, and then that's the end of your first cake. Your second cake, you're now taking the outside, so it's the same colors, and you're knitting from the outside to the inside, and eventually you get to where you have to add in that little leftover of the first cake. So yeah, so you're kind of going from the inside, like the real inside of one cake to the outside, and then the outside of the other cake into the inside, and then the end of the inside of the like I said, Leidra Scott does a much better job of explaining it, but yeah, it's so stinking beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Unfortunately, it's too stinking hot to really, truly enjoy this shawl.
Its time is coming, though.
Yes. And then I used some of my hand spun to do a scarf. This is the Brioche Basics scarf. Can't remember the designer, so I'll put it down below. And I just thought I'd play with some brioche, because the only brioche I've done is a hat, which the only thing there was decreasing for the crown. And this was something with a little more, like, you know, fun with decreasing and increasing. And there's the wrong side. Is it really a wrong side of brioche?
Right.
I don't know. But I used some of my hand spun. The main color, which is the orangey color, was Cinnamon Fig by the Woolery. And then the purpley on the wrong side is something by Spin Jones. I can't remember what it was, but it was a Spin Jones. Beautiful, beautiful braid. I still have tons of the yarn left too. I didn't make the scarf quite as long as the pattern called for because, to be honest with you, I got bored. I do like the brioche, but I got bored and I just wanted to get to the next pattern piece and finish it. So then you and I did the inclinations. So inclination shawl, this was all hand spun as well. I did not gauge swatch, so it came out huge, gigantic.
Ours just came out totally opposite. Mine came out small.
Yeah.
Yours came out large.
Mine is a cowlette. So this is my inclinations cowl. Big, warm,
Squishy.
cozy, very squishy. One of the yarns, like the greeny, the lighter color there, is Sea Spray, I think, by... I'll have to put the name of the thing in the thing. Oh, what's it? It's an Etsy shop. It's an amazing shop. Blue Barn Fiber. Blue Barn Fiber. And it's a merino. And then the other color, like the one that goes from like the light green here to the blue and then kind of to the brown, that is a Spin Jones. It was kind of a, I can't remember what she called it. Some kind of like a little bumps. They're like little, anyway, they're gradient things. I spun them so that they would go together and keep the repeat gradient. I did run out of that and I had to finish it off here with a little bit of alpaca, but it's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Yep.
So that's inclinations. And then, because I loved the shift so much, I had to do it again. So I made another shift cowl. And this one I did with some Classic Elite Escape, which is a yak blend. And I also used Primrose Farm and Crazy by Stone Edge Fiber Mills. And it's so pretty. It's so much more my colors than the other shift was, which I love that one too, the pink. But this is so much more my colors.
Yeah.
And I ran out of the Escape. The Escape is a discontinued yarn, so I had to order it on eBay. So I had to kind of hibernate the cowl for a bit while I waited for that to come, but I'm so glad it did. And I'm so glad I waited for it because it wouldn't have had the same cushy and drapiness without the yak at the end.
Yep.
So, yeah, that is the second shift I've done. And then last, but absolutely not least, in the least, I've still got an end to weave in. This is Moracrid by, I can't remember her name, so I'll put it down below. But this is so stinking pretty.
And
oh my
it is
gosh.
so your colors.
I love this. I can't wait to wear it. I'm so bummed it's so cold. It is absolutely perfect. There was one night, a couple of nights ago, that it got quite chilly. And I had to go put the chickens away, so I was able to throw it on, and it's just so nice and easy to throw on. You run outdoors, you do your thing, you come back in, and it's perfect.
Yeah. And they don't have all the fussing of keeping it on,
Yeah.
rearranging, all of that.
Yeah.
It's just...
I mean, you've got some raglan decreases here and on the back, but the space between the decreases is exactly the same. So no matter whether you have this one here or this one there or whatever, you know.
Oh, so it's completely however it goes
wherever
on.
it falls, even
Yeah.
if your raglans are right in the middle, it's still comfortable, you know.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And the fiber is so nice and squishy soft.
Yeah.
It's just that little tiny bit.
It's gonna. It's not scratchy. It's
No,
a
it's not.
firmness.
Yes.
It's a firmness.
It's not a scratchy. Like when you say farm yarn, you think scratchy.
Right.
It's not a farm yarn that's scratchy. It's a farm yarn that's sturdy.
Yes.
And I love it. And it's by the Prancing Pony Sheep Farm. We've seen her at a couple of events, and she's just the sweetest little thing. I love her. And I'm so happy to have finally been able to knit with the yarn because it's perfect. And look at my floats.
It's pretty on the inside as the out.
Yep. They came out quite well. I started the top by doing the flick and swish method. I had a yarn in both hands, you know.
Oh, okay.
The flick and pick. Instead of flick and
pick.
swish. But it was a little, my floats were a little tight through this area. So I switched and I had put both yarns on one finger, and that really worked a lot better for the rest of the poncho. But I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yep.
So that is all my FOs. That's it.
That's it.
I have one more. I have a pair of socks. Kay Linton's DK weight vanilla socks I did for summer sock camp on DPNs. I haven't done socks on DPNs forever. And I don't really have a recipe for DK socks for myself. So I'm practicing. And the first ones came out a little large, so I gave them to Kayla. They fit her perfectly. So I'll throw a photo of it in. But I used Hypnotic Yarns in the Grape Crush colorway from their December box, I think. And so now I'm trying a smaller needle and a smaller size. And I've got one. Oh, I'm tripping into whips. Is that okay?
Sure.
I've got one done, and it's too small.
Oh no!
Yeah. But it fits Sammy like a glove. So thank goodness I have a daughter with feet bigger than me and a daughter with feet smaller than me. So she's going to take this one. This is made in the Bougie New Year, something like that. Again, by Hypnotic Yarn. So I'm going to give that one to Samantha when the other one's done. And I think I'm going to go down the needle size because I like that fabric. But I'm going to go up a size. Yeah. And hopefully that will be the right recipe for me.
Yeah.
So that's my first whip. What have you got for whips, Jules?
Well, if you got more whips, go ahead.
No, I've been talking a lot. You go.
I only have one whip, as far as active whip.
Okay.
And that's this.
And what is that?
This is a rail yard sock for summer sock camp with the crazy sock lady. So that is the front pattern. I'm doing it as a shorty, and I've got it's the rail yard sock by Lauren from Granite State Yarns, and it's her yarns as well. So that main color is hers, and it is, can't remember.
Right out of the head.
Yep, I had it right on the, it's like something oak, I want to say, or like meadow, yeah, I can't remember. And then the off-white color is, I'm not sure, a Mystery Stash yarn, and the orange stripe is a Yarn to Die For, I think. Yeah, I think I said it was a Yarn to Die For, yes. From her mini collection, one of her autumn mini collections.
Oh, the autumn minis, that's what I thought.
Yes. Yeah. So that's hers. And when I was trying to figure out what to go with this yarn, I was in such a quandary because the orange went with it so well. The off-white went with it so well. And somebody on the chatter in the DPN cab and said, well, why not just put an orange stripe? And I'm like, ha! Brilliant! Okay.
I love it with the orange.
Yeah.
It almost has a candy corn look to it, which I love.
Yeah. So then I kind of reversed it. So it went from the white to the orange there, and I'm kind of reversing it for the toe. So it'll have the stripe of white and then a full orange toe.
Nice.
And I'm almost there. Almost there.
I love it. I love the color combination. I love the main color. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. That is just,
Yeah.
I love that. And it's
Great
coming out
contrasting colors.
so nice. Yeah. Yep.
Very cool.
I do have other whips that are languishing, but no, this is going to get done for now.
Are the other ones on needles, or are they just?
I think I still have, I think it's 7 whips on needles.
On needles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And a couple of them are just sock needs its mate.
Yeah. Yeah. I still have one of the. Oh, I actually have it here. I still have one of the Regia socks on needles. Oh, I do have one done.
There you go.
Looks like a monster foot, doesn't it? I have big feet. I started this one a little weird. I'm not sure why. I think the last one I did with the Regia yarn was a little bit snug. So I did 68 on the leg. And then when I got to the heel, I'm not quite sure why, but I only did 31 stitches on the heel flap. So my instep is a lot longer, but it actually fits a lot better. And then I decreased down to 64. So I do have I still have a tighter foot, but the leg is where I needed a little more. So it actually works out quite well and it fits well. So
Nice.
I did 20 rounds, 68 stitches, 20 rounds on the cuff in ribbing, and then 70 stitches on the leg, 70 rows on the leg, and then a 31 stitch heel flap, turn the heel, reduced in the gusset down to 64, and from the end of the gusset reduction to the toe is 60 rows.
Well, there, you got your sock recipe.
That's my recipe for this.
Now, hold it up again. So when you went from 68, oh, it didn't change the pattern.
No.
I wondered how much it would change the pattern. It changed it just a little bit. It's just like a squished together more pattern down here. But it really didn't change it much.
No, those 4 little stitches didn't change the way that the color pools at all. Not really. Yeah. Cool. So I still have another one of those to go. Do I have it even on? Yes, I do have that much.
There you go. You started.
A week off. But then sock camp started, and I wanted sock camp to be, well, you have to start a new project. It can't be an existing project.
Right.
And I wanted it to be DK socks. So that's that. And I showed you my other DK The other whip I have going on right now is a slow. I can't. I have to stop being so negative about this project. I really do. It is Lincoln and Dylan's cotton sweaters. The Captain sweater by Martin Story.
Yeah.
So I've got the back, Lincoln's back, done to the armpits. And then I decided I'm going to do Dylan's. So I'm going to do like so much of one, so much of the other.
Yep.
You know,
in tandem.
Yeah, kind of. So they both get done at the same time. So Dylan's I have done to the armpits and beyond. So I'm actually starting up the, like from the armpits up.
I love that yarn.
I know.
So pretty.
I know.
Both of them are so pretty.
Yeah. So the yarn is, wait, do you have a tag? What's that? Araucania. What's that? I don't know.
Huasco cotton?
Huasco cotton? There's the label. And the colors are numbers. It doesn't have like a name, but it is hand painted cotton. Now the thing that's interesting about these yarns is the way that they cake up. So Lincoln's is you can't really see the effect because his was, the sweater was almost fully knit, but it was a mess, so I frogged the whole thing. But in Dylan's, I've caked 2 skeins of it, and look at what it does. Oh, maybe you can't see it, it's washing out.
It's really blowing out here.
But you can kind of see the pink here. It's like very pinky on the outside.
Oh, it's almost a gradient.
And then very gray on the inside. So you can see how I'm starting to get to where it's more gray.
Yeah.
My fear is, now that I've got her back piece done, if I continue in this skein, her sleeves are going, or the front pieces of the sweater are going to be very gray. And then I'm going to have to go to this second skein for her sleeves, and her sleeves are going to be very pink.
So maybe you'll have to do the front with your second skein.
That's what I'm thinking, is I'm going to do the fronts with this skein. And if the sleeves are gray, more of the gray yarn, I think that would be kind of cute.
Yes, I do too.
So I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, is when I'm done with the back, I'll set this skein aside, begin on the outside of this skein for the front pieces.
Yep.
And then do her sleeves with more. I'll even go right from the middle and do straight up, you know, gray.
Oh, yeah.
So it gradients up and gets more pink as it gets closer to
the top.
top.
That'll be cute.
And then the button band, I'll have to do, I'll just see what's left
What's
over.
left, yeah.
Lincoln's will just be a, see what happens, because his is all kind of skeined together, all hodgepodgey.
Yeah.
So I had wanted to get that done by the end of the month, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to try, but I don't think it's
took it a
gonna
week.
happen. Yeah. And then I've got all my other whips. Yeah. So that is FOs and whips. What about spinning, Julie?
Nada.
No spinning for you?
No.
I try to jump on the wheel every couple of days, at least do like 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I really need to start doing, but hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. I have some alpaca blend that I've got on the Louette, which I haven't touched in a long time. And then I have, what do I have on the, oh, I have that BFL, that autumnal colored BFL from Maine Fiber Supply, that I'm trying to get through. And then I have a self-dyed Gryffindor colorway on the Nano that I'm also trying to get through.
Cool.
Yeah. But I finished a couple. I don't remember if I showed these or not.
I don't remember.
These are from Paradise Fibers. I think it was their November box. And it's kind of a tweedy yarn. I can't remember what the colorways were, but I finally got them the yardage done, and this one had 168 yards. It's an 11 wraps per inch DK. This one's 11 wraps per inch DK. This is 168.9, and it is going to be, so I'm adding whips to my pile of whips. It is going to be a double knit gingham neck warmer.
Oh my.
I've never double knit before, so we'll see.
It'll be an adventure.
We'll see how that works. See if I can find a picture of it. This is by, it's a free pattern by Gabriella Papel. hail. This is a black and white photo, so it's not the best photo, but there it is.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So I think it will be fun with those colors.
Yeah.
And that was the pattern suggested on in the fiber box. And then these.
Ooh,
I know.
wow.
This is a merino and Firestar blend. So this one is merino and Firestar as like the main color with all the sparkle, and it's spun thick and thin, and in the thick sections it's a BFL, a humbug merino blend. Then the other skein is the humbug as the main color, and the sparkle is the thick bits.
Wow.
Yeah. And it is going to be a Interrupted Cowl by Heather Hill. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. There it is. So I think it'll be a little more subtle. You won't see like the big blips of color. You'll have instead the big blips of texture. Yeah. Because the colors are so much the same, it'll be more sparkle and texture than blips of color. So that's that. That's all my spinning. I've been a little busy, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
What about acquisitions? Do you have any good acquisitions for us?
I have a couple. I only have a couple though.
Me too.
I have been behaving myself
Me
because
too.
I want to get myself a good stash built up for Rhinebeck.
Yep. Yep.
But this one, I just decided to do it. I have had a mix match of DPNs, and everything about Chowgu needles is what I like. So I've broken my sock needles. I tend to use a 2.25 US 1. I tend to break the wooden ones, so I'm done with it. So I said I'm gonna do it, and I bought me the whole set of the DPNs.
Nice.
So now I have whatever I need for sock knitting in my DPNs.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I'm very well stocked for, what I need for my interchangeable circulars. I have both the Chowgu wood and the Chowgu metal for those. I don't think I need any knitting needles anymore.
Yep.
Although I did break one of my Chowgu wooden ones.
Oh no.
The little tiny one. I think it was I was size 0 or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can't knit with toothpicks.
You can get just the replacement.
Yes, I'll just buy the replacement needles.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember what in the world I was using that size needle for.
Yeah.
So I haven't needed it again. If I do,
Probably Nellie.
I will just. Might have been Nellie. It's possible. That's about the smallest thing I've knit, I think. So it might have been little Nellie.
Yeah.
Naughty Nellie.
Naughty Nellie.
The only other thing is not really a yarny thing, but it's intended for my yarny things, and it's kind of fun.
Oh.
They're clear boots.
They
They're
are
see-through.
amazing. They're very see-through
Very
too.
see-through, so this way I can wear my socks and show them off.
I think that's a hoot.
It's hilarious.
I love it.
I've seen some people wearing them before, and honestly, I'm sure they were probably Uggs, because Uggs has some clear boots. But yeah, they also have quite a price tag on them too.
Yeah.
And it's just a novelty thing for me. I just want to try it, see if it's... So I went on Amazon, I found some clear boots, I'm going to give them a try. The only downside of these particular ones is they smell like a skunk.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The plastic.
The plastic. So...
Because it's molded plastic. So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to take a couple of washings
Molded
to see
rubber.
if I can get
Yeah.
that smell out.
Yeah.
Put my stinky feet in. That'll do it.
I was
won't
going
it?
to say, I'm going to put, if I put my feet in there, they're going to sweat so much and fog up the inside of that boot, you're never going to see my socks.
Oh my gosh.
Not to mention, the odor from my feet would kill any odor that plastic puts off. You'd be all set. Oh, let me wear them for a day, Jules. I'll take that stink right out of them and give it a whole new stink.
So, if anyone has any tips or hints for how to take skunk smell
Yes.
out of plastic, put it down below.
Yes, please. Please.
I'm thinking I might try baking soda, because baking soda tends to neutralize a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I might try baking soda water. See if that works.
Yeah. Maybe a little Dawn and baking soda.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Dawn's always
Dawn's a
good.
miracle worker.
My only acquisition is Stephen West released a shawl that was all mohair. It was 5 different colors of mohair.
Oh my gosh.
And it looked like a puff of air. And I kind of want to knit it.
Oh boy.
But I don't want to pay as much as it cost to
get all that
buy mohair dyed by someone else. So I went out and bought. My intention was to buy 5, but in order to get free shipping from the UK, I bought 10. So I now have 10 skeins of undyed mohair, and I think it's mohair silk. Yeah, Super Kid mohair, 24% mulberry silk. So I'm gonna dye some mohair.
There we
See
go.
what I come up with. I don't know what color. I have no idea. It's probably gonna go in the closet with the other undyed yarn that I haven't done anything with. Now that the weather's good, I might get the dye
There you
pot
go.
out on the deck
Yeah.
where, I won't have to worry about it being in the house and heating up the house and everything else. So
I've got some Briggs and Little undyed that I
that's
bought.
what I have.
Maybe we can. I've been wanting just to try.
Yeah.
It's nothing I want to do on an ongoing basis, but I just want to try it,
Yeah.
just for the fun of it.
I bought some Regal,
Mm-hmm.
and then I bought some of their singles. I think it's a sport weight single.
Oh.
And my thought was that I would dye and then try to spin those 2 singles together
yeah.
and recreate a spin cycling look. Worsted weight yarn. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we can play and find
That's
out.
worth playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, after that rude interruption, we lost battery on the old camera. We're really struggling with our whole camera setup thing here. If anybody wants to send us like all new camera equipment, I'm kidding, totally kidding. But if you would like to recommend a good camera for podcasting that doesn't require a laptop, because I don't have one, but is compatible with an iPad Pro 12. Yeah, so sorry about that. But I think we're about done anyway.
Yep.
Just wrapping up.
Yep.
So thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes.
And hopefully we will get on and have another episode for you soon. We'll definitely have some Yarny Adventures coming up.
Yep.
Big Yarny Adventure coming up with the Yarn Cruise. So excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple project journals that are coming up, and we got Tour de Fleece and all things. And yeah, but for now, it is almost 9 o'clock. I think we're done. So until next time,
If you liked the video,
if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We'd love you to join our little fiber community. If you are a subscriber, we love you. Thank you for subscribing. If you'd like to follow us individually on social media, where can we find you, Julie?
I am jules.makes on Instagram and Facebook, and Jules Larrabee on Ravelry.
And I am Nana's House 15 on Ravelry. I am Nana's _House 15 on Instagram. That's all the places I am. And you can always follow us at Nutty Nitty Sisters on Instagram, and of course here, and reach us by email at nuttynitty sisters@gmail.com. So until next time, stay nutty and keep knitting. Bye.